Hey guys, it's Richie. Today I am at Bangkok Drag Avenue for Souped Up Grand Prix 2024. This event has some of Southeast Asia's fastest drag cars and some really cool cars on display. So let's go look around and see what's racing. That was not good. Oh, still did a 10.994 with letting off like right at the 8th mile. Seems like they're just not able to keep traction or stay going straight. Now that was an awesome burnout. Let's see how this guy runs. Hopefully he can keep it straight. Oh, that was pretty fast. Wow, check out this crazy Toyota Hilux. It's got this crazy wide body kit with box flares, pretty dished wheels, a twin turbo setup on an inline 4 diesel engine. This thing looks really cool though. I don't know how they do this twin turbo setup. So there's a manifold right there going into a small turbo and then going up to this big turbo, but then there's another turbo over here with the exhaust. Like, where's that other exhaust coming from? I don't know if that's like a functional thing or if it's just to look crazy. So it's actually a triple turbo setup with like a compound situation going on. That's insane. And it's got ECU shop stuff all over it. I mean, it's one of their trucks, so it says ECU shop right there. This thing is super cool. Oh, and they have another Hilux Revo over here. That looks pretty sweet. Mostly stock body, I think, with just a big wrap on it. It's got a carbon fiber little spoiler there. This thing looks pretty cool. It's another ECU shop car or truck. Let's check out this Hilux. This also has a compound turbo setup. And it looks like titanium tubing, but they didn't glue it like they usually do. It's just kind of lowered. Has a ECU shop like livery going on. This looks pretty cool. Here's a pretty cool Safiro. What engine is this? It's got this twin turbo, looks like a V6. Is this like a VQ or something? I don't recognize it. This has a cool twin turbo setup. It's all V-banded. But there's no like intercooler piping yet. It looks like a work in progress. This thing looks really fast. It's all carbon fiber on the body. It's a really cool livery on it. And it's also got a parachute on the back, so they expect it to be really fast. Oh, check this out. These guys have a little dyno over here. And they've got a Colorado. And then they have this like mobile dyno setup. I don't know if they're running anything on it, or it's just, it looks like it's just displayed, nothing strapped down. But let's take a look at this Colorado. This looks like it's got a 4JJ in it. Usually I see these with a Duramax engine in it. And I'm not sure if these Colorados are the same as the Colorados that we have in the US, or if it's like a different chassis. And I'm not sure if they're shared with the D-Max at all, but they're both built here. Okay, there's a break in the action, so let's go look around the pits a bit and see all the different cars and trucks that are here. Like right here we have a diesel dragster with the, looks like an intake off of it, so they're doing a lot of work.
This is a long car. My name is Pony Horse.
Pony Horse?
My name is Pony Horse.
Oh, Pony Horse. Okay. His name is Pony Horse.
Yes.
But this is a Toyota Revo?
Revo, yeah. New Fortuner.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Huh?
The problem with the engine?
No, no problem.
Just check.
Intake.
Oh, okay. Good.
High boost.
High boost.
One intake is broken.
Oh, I see.
Many problem. No good idea.
What do you think? Maybe Isuzu better than Toyota?
Yeah.
So this is the many problem team because they always have problems with the Toyota engine.
Yeah.
Maybe the Isuzu would have been a little bit better.
Many problem.
So it has bigger pistons and different connecting rods in the factory engine, but they're running 150 psi or thereabouts, and it should be making about 1,000 horsepower, but it's got to be an insane amount of torque.
Yes.
Those guys are awesome. I hope the car does really well, but it's the problem car. And over here, we have the Super Pig truck I've seen run many times. This thing is awesome and it's fast. This is another diesel drag truck, but this is a Isuzu powered, I believe. But check out this little Dio, I think this is a Dio, Baja XR. This is like those little bikes that they race here too. Those things can be pretty fast. Here's a diesel funny car or truck. This thing's pretty cool. There's a few of these around, like that Super Pig truck, but this one is a lot more aerodynamic, it looks like. But it's all carbon fiber on the front. Looks like they're doing some work on it, but I'm not sure what. Or they just take the door off. And next to it we have this Isuzu D-Max. Well, it would be a D-Max if it wasn't like a tube frame chassis. But look how big this turbo is. And that thing's enormous. But these trucks are really fast. I've seen this one. I don't know if this one is running mid sevens or if it was a different green and black truck. But these trucks are running like mid to high sevens. We have a Toyota that's being worked on over here. It's got a different kind of intake where it's just blowing at the turbo instead of funneling into it. Oh, never mind. They took it off and turned it around. But it normally has one of these horn intakes, but there's something they're working on. But it's like looks like a stock cab, but the front is tubed. I forget what they call that. And in the back they tub it and put the radiator back here, and then have the parachute and the wing. And I believe this is for the water to air intercooler, and they can dump a bunch of ice in there. And I think this one is for the fuel. Let's take a little closer look at the engine. This thing looks super nice. Maybe they're just checking timing and stuff. They just have a wrench on it. And they also have another truck that they're working on right now. They're pulling the transmission out. I mean, they're kind of in the middle, so I'm assuming transmission. I really like this green one. It's such a cool color. It's also got this gigantic turbo on here. Does it have a compound? No, it's just one big single turbo. So I think this is the same engine that was in the dragster over there, but they're having a lot of problems with it. And it's kind of interesting that it's still, oh, that's not a, is that a timing belt or is that just for a pump? I don't know, I can't tell. It doesn't look like there's anywhere for a chain or gears. And we have this green Toyota Revo, and they've done their blessings. They have the red Fanta and incense for the spirits. And I forget what these flowers are for, probably also for spirits, but it's for good luck or so they can stay safe on the track. This blue and carbon fiber one is cool. This is a kind of like a unique color on it. And I like the titanium blued strip holding the bumper onto the fender there. And they also have a titanium part right here to keep that from burning or melting. So this is in the Hilux Pro class. 1,400 kilograms, damn. That's pretty light for a pickup. Check out this dragster over here. I've seen this car before, but not with the engine out of it. That's crazy. It must have blown up or something. Last time I saw it, I think it did have some issues, but that's pretty crazy. There's a lot of room in there when there's not an engine. But it is crazy how it's just like hose clamped on there. But top fuel cars do that too. So you don't even really need crazy engine mounts. They'll mostly stay in there. You got the nitrous bottle on the back here. Valve cover sitting on the tire. Got some panels off. Alternator and some other various parts sitting on the ground. Oh, here's the fuel cell. And some batteries. Okay, let's take a look at their engine. Oh, they have a fan here. It's nice. Look how big this turbo is. That thing is gigantic. I mean, look. I don't know, it makes my hand look bigger than the turbo, but that thing is huge. And then it's got this is the smaller turbo. You see my hand is a little bigger than that on the camera, but it's definitely not in person. And this is their Isuzu D-Max engine. So they got a feeler gauge jammed in there. That looks like a lot of work going on, but who knows if they finish it. They are using their other truck right now. Oh, this little Mazda pickup is awesome. So I think this is a Mazda Familia pickup. I don't think we got these in the US. Look how big the tires are that are sticking out of it. That's crazy. I wonder if it doesn't look like they put any fenders on it. Then they got Lexan windows. You can see the axle back there. That's pretty awesome. This radiator is gigantic, and it's got a parachute, so this thing has to be pretty fast. I wonder what engine they're running in it. It's got to be a turbo if the exhaust is coming out like that, right? What class is this? This is in the Pro F55 class. So I think the F55 is a specific turbo that you run on an engine. I don't know if you need a specific engine that it's run on, but this is a pretty cool truck. Oh, I just saw another dragster. Let's check this thing out. This thing looks awesome. They're also running a diesel engine with a Liberty transmission, it looks like. So those are air shifted, but they've got an enclosed cockpit on this thing. You see their cockpit closes over the driver to be a bit more streamlined. And they got the nitrous bottle right here. And it looks like these are like a breather tank going up so it can bleed off and go out the back. We got 2 parachutes. I'm not sure what this netting is for. That's a pretty awesome dragster. Hope I can see it run. Oh, check out this Lancer. Or it's a Evo, I guess. It's got slicks on the front and the back. It's a Evo 3. That's pretty cool. Didn't expect to see that here. Oh, there's a couple more Evos right here. Let's go check those out. Check this thing out. It's got a huge turbo on the front of it. I don't really know anything about these. Is this a 4G63? I have no idea, but it looks cool. And this one has a really different setup. It's got the turbo going to right here. So you can see the intake's right in the bumper. And it's got a gigantic intercooler right here. The core looks like it's about this thick. That's pretty awesome. And a CNC machined intake manifold. That looks really good. Wow, check out this GTR. This thing looks so nice. Look at the machining on the intake. Carbon fiber hood. The whole front end's blocked off. I wonder where the radiator is, or if they just have like a big tank. There's like a big tank right here. Then we have another GTR right here. This thing looks crazy. Let's see what they look at like stripped out. Oh, there's too much glare. Can't even see. It's all carbon fiber right here. This one's got carbon fiber doors too. And they have big slicks on the back. And this car's from Malaysia. This thing is pretty awesome. I actually saw this run earlier and it did 8 or a high 7. So it looks like this car and this car are both Malaysian. I'm not sure if this one is. It looks like it might be with this license plate. All right, so looks like we're getting into an area with more cars. We have a team with a couple Safiros. There's a Safiro right over here. We got a blue Lancer or Evo. Let's check out this Mark IV Supra right here. This thing looks awesome. And I think this car ran a little while ago, but it didn't hook up very well. But look how big this turbo is. Jesus Christ. Look at the little intake that they built. It's like it's got I wonder if that's like a fluid-filled harmonic damper, but it's got a dry sump pump right here. Oh, and check out this Unimog. That's something I really didn't expect to see here. It says it's a U4000. I don't know what that means, but it's got this big arm for picking stuff up. And it's got outriggers to stabilize it. It's got fold-down sides on the bed. That's pretty cool. These tires are gigantic. 365/80 R20. What is that? Is that like a 40 or something, or 38? It comes up about half height on me. That's got to be like a 38. Here's the controls. Where's the keys? I want to pick something up. Or maybe it's for digging or something. I don't know. It's got like a boom on the end here, but I don't see anything attached to it. Man, this is awesome. And right by the Unimog is this old Celica Supra with a very interesting hatch. It's got some cool dished wheels, like old school looking in this body kit. Whoa, look at this engine. Yeah, it says Celica Supra on the badge there. But check it out. It's got, I think this is a 1UZ, but it's got a Ford SVT supercharger and this crazy intake manifold. This is definitely a unique car here. Here's a crazy drag Civic. It's got a bunch of carbon fiber like on the headlights and on the lip and stuff. But it's got a K-Series swap with a gigantic turbo. And I don't think I've seen one of these intake manifolds before. I can't even tell what that brand is. Look at the transmission bell housing is all CNC and anodized green, which is kind of nice. It makes it easy to spot. It's got a big turbo, carbon fiber cowling, but the body looks mostly stock. It's got a little spoiler up here. This thing's pretty cool. Oh, this blue Supra is awesome. I love the engine on it. It's got CNC valve covers on it, an intake manifold that split into two pieces. That's pretty neat. It's got to make it easier to machine. So you would use half the size of plate, which would make things cheaper and probably better work holding. Even the intakes are CNC'd or like milled. And it's got titanium pie cuts on the exhaust. Huge turbo with a billet impeller on it. And it's got a bit of a wide body. This thing looks really awesome. And then we got a couple Saphiros here with JZ engines in them. This one's got a gigantic turbo. I think it's about the size of some of the other ones. And this one has one of these two-piece intake manifolds, but it's silver, so we can take a look at it better. And nothing covering up the top of the engine. So look, they have it all CNC milled, but they have it all rough milled, so it looks more machined. To me, as someone that has run a CNC mill, that looks unfinished. But I guess it's the style now. These are definitely some fast cars. And here we got a pair of S-chassis cars. What are these? S15s? Got some S15s still running the SR20 DETs with a gigantic turbo on this one and also a gigantic turbo on this one. But this one's got a crazy intake manifold on it that's all CNC milled. It says always delivering power on the fuel rail. Well, these look really cool in the orange and with the carbon fiber. Well, this Corolla next to it is really awesome. It's a bit old and crusty, but it's got a SR20 DET in it with a giant turbo. This thing's awesome. Gigantic intercooler sticking out the front. Look, it's all rusting out and the paint's coming off, but they're not changing it. It's gonna be like a total sleeper car. The hood's all rusty. This thing looks really fast, but you wouldn't even know if you just came up to it at a light. Then we have this nice orange one. Also has an SR20 in it with a big turbo, and it looks like a kind of sheet metal aluminum intake. That looks really good. I like it with this front lip on it, and this orange is a really nice color. But I like these old Corollas with the like fastback style. They look really cool. But look how big the tires are on this thing. They just really tub this. From the outside, I would think that the tires are touching at the differential. That looks really awesome. And it looks like I missed this thing run. I don't know if it'll run again. I might just have to look up a video of this car later. Wow, check out this drag Civic. It's got a K-Series swap, but just with ITBs, so it's all motor, as Honda guys call it. This thing looks pretty cool though. I like the tennis balls with the chains on them stuffed in there. The front clip looks pretty good, but I think this class probably ran already, but I don't know what they're running. But look, it says it's 850 kilogram class with a crazy K-Series in it. And from what I've heard, a NA K-Series is supposed to be able to make like 400 horsepower. So with 850 kilograms, that sounds like a pretty quick car. Here's a really unique dragster here in Thailand. This has a LS V8 in it with a giant turbo. They're working on the brakes right now. Something isn't releasing the pressure on the brake line. They're trying to diagnose it. This thing is awesome. So it's a big LS V8. So I think, I don't know if it's a turbo 350, but a big turbo on it with a water to air intercooler on it. This thing is really awesome. These things are so long. Hopefully I get to see it run this time. Last year I didn't get to see it because it rained and they were also down an injector. Check out this dragster over here. This has what looks like Toyota diesel. Looks like a super nice setup too. I like how they painted the frame blue. Looks pretty cool. It's got a Liberty airshift transmission in it. Big compound turbo setup. Thing's awesome. They have this one. It's kind of funny, it's plastic wrapped, but they've got an Isuzu 4JJ diesel in this one. These turbos are gigantic. So it's a compound turbo setup in that one. This transmission looks a little bit different, but I believe it's also a Liberty, but just has a different like tail shaft setup. After hours of nothing happening, it looks like they're finally running again. Well, I guess they aren't actually running. They said something about drama when another car was down there. It's just failure after failure at this event. And there's so much wasted time, it's crazy. I don't know how you make an event so boring. This event has like some of the coolest and fastest cars here, but it takes forever. And they only run one car at a time. 8.64. So we're just walking around to go see what's going on. Looks like there's a track cleanup. So there's a huge crowd here now. I mean, they've been here most of the day, but there's a lot more people now. See? There's a lot more people on the other side of the track too. But there definitely wasn't this many people standing down here. Oh, they're doing something, tossing stuff out. Oh, what's up, Cup? I couldn't see what they're tossing out. I think they were t-shirts. They got chickens on sticks, whole ones. They look delicious. This is the crowdest I've seen it for a long time. Alright, I'm gonna walk to the other side of the track after I grab a bottle of water. I was just waiting here on the side of the track for the dragsters to start, and I was looking around and I just saw this ARP bolt. It says ARP on it, and it's a 12 point, so I'm kind of figuring it's a head stud or a head bolt or a rod bolt. It's probably a rod bolt. But we're almost at the full quarter mile and it's over here, so someone had a bad failure before. But man, this event is so slow. I don't think I could recommend anyone actually coming out to this. Like, there's some really cool cars, but my god, it's so long. And these guys, it's just non-stop talking most of the time. There's been like tons of advertising breaks and stuff, but fucking hell. Yeah, I'm not coming back to this event. No way. I could have been sitting at a bar waiting to watch F1. It's 7:30. F1 starts in half an hour, and I'm gonna miss it for a boring event. So, whatever. It's how it goes sometimes, I guess. But this event, I knew it was gonna be borderline, just because they only run down one side of the track at a time. So, I thought it would have been better than last year, though. Oh man. Okay, so this car is a 1UZ turbo dragster. Holy shit. Damn, that 1UZ turbo dragster was super fast. It was like a missile coming down here. Finally. Oh no. These guys have some really cool cars over here. They're all, I think this is a Safiro with a JZ, then a S13 with the JZ, then an S13 with the JZ, and then another Safiro with the JZ. Jesus, this one's huge. Look how big that turbo is. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is the LS1 turbo powered car. That V8 LS dragster sounded awesome, but it wasn't the fastest one yet. But I did hear from the guy that's like in charge of the team, or he's part of the team, is an American guy. He said that their tune wasn't that great and the prep on the track isn't the best. I think they can go faster, but maybe not here. One thing that's awesome about that car is I've been wanting to see it run for about a year now since the last event happened. These guys are trying to get the dragster into the staging lane, but this thing can barely turn. And here's the V8 one. Man, listen to this thing. This thing sounds awesome. There's some stuff like that. This dragster over here couldn't go back into its pit area because the other one wasn't prepared to even make this turn. Like, they need a cart to pivot the dragster over. I mean, I have a thing like that for my Formula car. 6.09 with the nitro car. Holy shit, that thing was crazy. Oh, I should have had my earplugs in. Wow, 8.402 even with that terrible run. It's crazy. Now they have to go check the track again. So you might have dumped oil halfway down. All right, well that was souped up, or at least what I can stand of it. We've been here for about 6 hours now and only really seen 30 to 40 minutes of cars actually going down the track, and another one just broke. The dragsters were awesome. There were some cool diesel trucks. We're gonna miss the diesel like funny cars, but I'm just too hot and sweaty, and this event's just too boring. If you want to see some really cool fast cars, yeah, they're here, but this event is just boring. It's not worth the drive out here. I like some of the local events better, and it's also very crowded at this event. All right, well that's the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe and all that, and I will see you guys in the next video.